Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another day of 30 NSG, our morning show here. On today's show, we're going to be talking about Sony is under pressure after Microsoft Activision Blizzard acquisition, analysts say. We're going to talk about Epic launches a program to incentivize devs to bring old games to Epic Game Store. And then we're also going to talk about Phil Spencer. He had an interview on Xbox's channel, the Xbox podcast, I think it's what it's called. The official Xbox podcast. And he goes over this interview, and he says some really good things. So we're gonna go over that interview later in the show. But if you like what we do here, we do this Monday through Thursday, 10 o'clock in the morning to about noon Eastern time. We do little breakout videos. We have conversations with chat live, like I said, 10 o'clock in the morning. So if you're watching this after the fact, come on by one of these days and join us in the mornings, Eastern Standard Time. 10 a.m. to noon Eastern. And if you don't watch this live and you don't want to watch this past broadcast, we do these breakout videos for these topics that come out throughout the week. So you guys can just get the small little section of the news stories. So I appreciate you very much. Good morning, Wrecking Crew. What's going on, Kylo? Eclipse, Jesse Mack. What's going on, man? Good morning, good morning, good morning. So the first topic we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about Sony is under pressure. This article comes from Game Rant. All the articles that we're going to be going over today are in the description down below. There's many different ways you can help us out here. If you want to hit that like button, you want to hit the subscribe button, or if you want to go above and beyond that, you become a member as little as $5. All the content that we do here is free, and we have many different shows. We do morning shows like this. We do gameplay. Last night we played Planet Coaster. The night before that, I don't even know what we played the night before that. What did we play? Oh, we played Battlefield 2042. Man, I don't even remember what I play every day. I play all different games every single day of the week. And we're going to have a bonus show this Friday night around 10:30, 11 o'clock in the evening. I'm going to play some Disney Speedstorm. I know some of you guys were asking questions about it. Maybe some of you guys don't know about it. So we're gonna play it, and I'll answer some of your questions because I put in quite a bit of time. So Friday night we'll play some of that on stream as well. What's going on, Intervoid? All right. Those of you that are coming into the live show, we do breakout videos. So I'm going to talk like I'm doing a recording. And then after I'm done with the recording, I'll talk to you guys live, and we'll have a conversation in chat about the topic. What's going on, Mo? So if you guys put stuff in chat and whatnot, I probably won't see it. And it's not a big deal. I'll scroll back up and see what you guys are saying in chat. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 30 NSG. On today's show, we're going to be talking about Sony is under pressure after Microsoft Activision Blizzard acquisition, analysts say. But before I get to this topic, if you like what we do here, please make sure you share, like, subscribe. If you'd like to become a member, you can become a member as little as $5. We do many different shows throughout the week, and we're live 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern for the live show. If you can't make it to the live show, that's what these little small breakout videos are for. All right, so Sony's under pressure after Microsoft Activision Blizzard acquisition, analysts say. Now, in the industry, analysts explain that why Sony must be feeling some pressure following Microsoft's blockbuster acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Okay, Sony is currently under pressure to respond to Microsoft's Activision Blizzard acquisition, an industry analyst said. His comments on the matter were offered as part of a wider outlook for PlayStation's makers' prospects following the conclusion of the deal that is argued would give Xbox too much power across the gaming space. Now, after almost 2 years worth of regulatory reviews, Microsoft officially required Activision Blizzard on October 13th. The $68.7 billion transaction is by far the largest such deal in the history of gaming industry, as well as the biggest ever acquisition in the wider tech sector. Now that Activision Blizzard is part of Microsoft's family of the gaming studios, Sony is surely feeling the pressure and react, according to the analyst, head of games research Piers Harding Rolls. Now, sparkling in the gaming industry.biz. Harding Rolls opted that the recent turn of events would likely push the PlayStation maker into more acquisitions of its own, including high-profile deals that would also offer a meaningful way for Sony to continue competing with Microsoft ever-growing game making up. Okay, now Harding Rolls is also hardly alone in his prediction. Not least because Sony itself has been signaling interest in new acquisitions throughout 2023. But the conglomerate was reportedly even considering spinning off its financial services unit as a public company back in May, all with the goal of funding the futures of M&A activity. Now, whether such move would necessary for Sony to maintain the inorganic growth momentum moving forward is unclear, but what's certain is the acquisition in the gaming space slowed down over the last 12 months after completing 5 such deals in 2022. Now, Sony acquired just one game developer in 2023 in the Washington-based Firewalk Studios. Now, as for what's next for Microsoft, Harding Rolls expects that the tech giant won't attempt altering Activision Blizzard's core structure in the foreseeable future. Now, while Bobby Kotick already confirmed he'll be stepping down as Activision Blizzard CEO come 2024, a change in leadership won't necessarily have immediate impact on the rest of the company. As things stand right now, Harding Rolls expects that Microsoft will leave Activision Blizzard to operate as a separate entity, similar to what they handled ZeniMax Media after acquiring it early in 2021. Such a strategy would leave Microsoft with 3 independent gaming publishing arms: Activision Blizzard, ZeniMax, and Xbox Game Studios. And while PlayStation is now starting to feel the sting from Microsoft's ZeniMax acquisition, its newly concluded deal might take longer to start yielding palatable advantages for Microsoft. The largely due to July deal saw Microsoft vow to keep Call of Duty Activision Blizzard's flagship franchise on PlayStation for a foreseeable future. So, what does this mean for Sony, right? I think Sony is doing exactly what Sony is supposed to be doing, right? I said this in the past. They saw this 2 years ago when the acquisition was announced. One, they went to court and tried to stop it. But while they were doing that, Jim Ryan, before he stepped down, said that he was, this is bad for the industry. It was all about Call of Duty, but really we know it's about mobile and cloud. We do know that now. I was one of the same people. Me and Sarge talked about it on the podcast over 2 years ago. I said, this is not about Call of Duty. This is about cloud gaming and the mobile space. And then about, 9, 10, 12 months in, everyone's like, oh, it's not Call of Duty. It's the cloud gaming and the mobile. So PlayStation did exactly what they were supposed to do, right? 1, they've been slowly getting their games on PC. 2, they've got the cloud gaming service up. 3, they've put more stuff, more games into the PlayStation Plus. They've gotten more physical hardware out with the Portal. They've done the PSVR 2 hardware as well. They have a lot of stuff going on. They've added the streaming service for their on the box as well with the Bravo that's now turned into, I think, PlayStation Core. I think it's what it's called. They have Crunchyroll that's now on there. They have lots of different things, plus the cloud streaming that's on the box now as well. So PlayStation is making the moves they need to do. They've purchased Bungie. They're making 10 to 12 live service games to compete with, get that other financial stuff to subsidize what was happening with Call of Duty, because now they got to pay 30% towards Microsoft when they want to use Call of Duty. So there's a lot of stuff going on that PlayStation had to adjust and change, and I think they're doing it correctly. I mean, as best as they can. So what do they do going forward? Well, in my opinion, I think they keep the ship just as is. They are the high-end market of the console market. Really, their competitor now in that space has always been Nintendo and Xbox or Microsoft. Well, Microsoft is branched off. They're not on the same track anymore. They haven't been on the same track for years. They've been pushing Game Pass. They're going out and buying multiple studios over the last 5 years. They had 5 or 7 studios in 2017, and now they're up to 32 here in 2023. That's a huge difference. And now they're moving towards cloud, but so is PlayStation. But they're keeping themselves grounded with the hardware. And I've always said this as a food analogy, if you must. PlayStation is the high-end restaurant. Okay, they know their clientele. They know people come in there for good steaks and good meals and a good time and high quality stuff. Where Microsoft doesn't do the highest quality stuff, but they do quality stuff. Okay, they're going for the mass market. They're going for the blanket approach of everything. They're taking money from here. They're taking money from there. Where PlayStation's like, you know what? We're gonna push harder on our hardware. We're putting the PlayStation Slims out there. There's rumors about PlayStation 5 Pro coming out potentially next year as well. There's more first-party titles that they're working on, keeping true to what they said. Now they're putting live service games on there as well. So I think PlayStation knows their market. They know their clientele. I mean, hell, they just came out with the Slim, and they raised the price, basically, of the digital version. They didn't lower the price. They know people will pay for it. And once the stock runs out of PlayStation, that PlayStation 5s are in the market right now, they're just going to have those in the market, and then people will pay the $40 more, $50 more, if it's $30 for a stand, and this is me not making fun of PlayStation. PlayStation knows their market. The market will bear what the market bears, and the people that like PlayStation are going to buy that stuff. They're going to buy the Portal. They're going to buy the PSVR 2. They're going to buy the next PlayStation Slim or the PlayStation 5 Pro. This is what their clientele wants. They want to sell 25 million units coming up in the next year, and I think they will do that because that's what they do. They've already established that they're the high-end quality market, and Xbox has initiated that they're everything else. Okay, these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. What do you think PlayStation does? Do you think they go out and buy multiple studios? Because they're not buying publishers, in my opinion. PlayStation's not going to buy publishers. They're going to buy studios. Now, who do they buy? I know a lot of people like to throw out Bandai Namco, or they want to throw out Rockstar, or they want to throw out these big companies, and I don't think PlayStation has the capital to do it. Okay, there's a difference between there's a difference between a rich basketball player and the owner that owns the team. Okay, the person that signs the rich person's checks is what Microsoft is. Microsoft is that high end. They just throw money at the problem. PlayStation is like the working man, where they're making millions of dollars, but at the same time, they don't have the infrastructure and the wallet as Microsoft does. One's a trillion-dollar company, multi-trillion-dollar company, and one is a multi-billion-dollar company. That's a huge difference. So again, these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. Thanks for watching. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. What's going on, Sound Warrior? Good morning, Wonder Rose. What's going on, Ron? Why is PlayStation Cloud Gaming better than Xbox Cloud Gaming? I mean, I haven't played PlayStation's Cloud Gaming, Ron, because to own a PlayStation, to do the cloud gaming, I have to have a PlayStation 5. So right there, I don't know if PlayStation 5's cloud is better. But I do know the cloud gaming, I've been using Xbox xCloud for 3 years now. And I just told a story this past weekend playing the xCloud, Project xCloud on the Samsung television, and it's flawless. So I don't know how better it is. I personally haven't played it, but for me to play Xbox, I don't need the actual console. For me to play PlayStation's cloud games, I need a PlayStation. So right there, I don't know if it's better. Right? Now, again, I just said that the high quality for PlayStation, so you need a PlayStation 5 to play the cloud gaming. Right? So they know that if you want to play the cloud gaming, you have to purchase the system. If I want to play cloud gaming on Xbox, I just pay $10, $11, or $17, and I can play cloud gaming on a Samsung TV. I can play it on a mobile phone. I can play it on a tablet, a computer. I can play it anywhere I want. Microsoft is Taco Bell. PlayStation is Sizzler. I like Taco Bell. That's Kylo's like, wait a minute, I like Taco Bell. Why are they still forcing PlayStation versus Xbox for years? And ain't that hard to look at the opponents is Nintendo. But that is my opinion. I mean, that's my opinion as well, Jesse. I mean, even in the court case, they said that Nintendo is not part of the equation. It's like, they sure are. They sure are part of the equation. Microsoft is the Golden Corral and PlayStation is Sizzler. What's going on, Dave Rose? As long as Sony makes high-quality games, Microsoft can spend as much money as it wants, and it won't matter. What does that mean, though, Ron? It doesn't matter to who? You? Me? Or the business? Because the business is just trying to make money. They don't care if they're in first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, 10th. Doesn't really matter. The business is just trying to make money. People are still trying to figure out Microsoft's business plan. We all see Netflix and Apple taking gaming seriously. I don't understand, Prosy, how people are still confused by Microsoft's business plan. Right? I've been literally saying what their plan is for years on this well, in my streams. I shouldn't say this channel. This channel is only a year old. So, but I've been saying it for years what their plan is, and everyone's just starting to catch on. Right? Everyone's like, oh, they're I'm like, they're not playing the same game anymore. Like us old timers, I'm 45, right? If you're my age or older and you're like stubborn like me, you think that no, it's all about consoles. It's all about consoles. Consoles are sellers. If you have more consoles out there, you're the winner. That's just not the case anymore. Right. They're thinking so far in the future. Literally 2 years ago, Phil Spencer said, we're not competing with PlayStation. Or last year, I think he said it. We're not competing with PlayStation. We're competing with Apple, Google, and Amazon is what he said. And here we are, years later, right? Is it like 1 or 2 years later after that statement? What is Apple doing? Right? Apple made a phone that now gets native games on the cell phone, right? Luna's out there now, right? No one talks about Luna, right? There's about 500, 700,000 people playing Luna, whatever. No one talks about Amazon Luna, but it's out there. It's cloud gaming, right? You rent games. You don't have to buy the game like what Google Stadia was doing. It's all about just renting the game, right? Netflix is quietly making moves into gaming and might be a serious contender. We talked about that yesterday, right? They're talking to Rockstar trying to make a Grand Theft Auto like standalone game that's not going to be on Netflix, like a mobile game for them on Netflix. Or we talked about the potential of what happens. And I don't think Netflix will do this, but can you imagine? Just take a big company, Tencent, Apple, Google, Amazon, Netflix, right? All of these companies already have 200 million subscribers or more, or access to more than 200 million people, right? Amazon has well more than 200 million people that have Amazon Prime. If they all of a sudden put a bid out there for Rockstar, and all of a sudden Grand Theft Auto, not to say that Rockstar would do this or Take-Two would do this, but if they, money talks, bullshit walks, right? So if Apple puts the money out there, or Amazon puts the money out there, or Tencent puts the money out there and say, we want to make your game exclusive for this platform. All right, how much? Right? This is how much money we make. If they want to contend with that money, okay, they pay it. Now let's say Netflix has the exclusive rights to a game like Grand Theft Auto 6, or Amazon gets it where it's only on Luna, or it's on Apple and can only play it on Apple streaming service, whatever, right? That would be absolutely insane. Luna isn't released worldwide, and it isn't promoted. Well, the thing about Luna, though, Titan, is that they don't really care. They're just like dabbing their foot, right? They're not promoting it, and the reason they're not promoting it, in my opinion, is because they're making games in the background, right? They have game studios working on games, and they're trying to make games enough where they can just throw that on their service. So they're staying quiet. They're testing it out, seeing what's working. They don't want to fuck it up like Google Stadia did, where they came out and they're like, hey, look, we have Google Stadia, and this is what it is. But Google doesn't care. Google is technically working on something else. They'll be back in the market. They're just waiting for the right time. Right? Even if it's a timed exclusive, even if Netflix comes out, or Apple, or Amazon, and just says it's a timed exclusive, Grand Theft Auto 6 right now, the only way you can play it for the first 4 months, 6 months is right here on said platform. You know what I mean? One high-quality game a year compared to 4 quality high-quality, plus others have a better chance to sway the casuals because more bang for your buck. Absolutely, Mo. They'll wear you down. They'll wear you down. Right? You buy the competitor. You pay $500 for your system. You got to pay $70 for your game. And then you're waiting. You're waiting, right? You play your single-player game. You're done 30, 60, 100 hours, whatever. You're done within a month, right? And now you're waiting. You're waiting. And you're waiting, right? And then the next game comes out, and you pay $70. And you're like, all right, I got 2 games, $140, right? Maybe you didn't get the extra edition or the early access or anything like that. You just pay the standard price. You got 2 games, $140, and you're waiting. And you're waiting. And you're waiting. Okay? And meanwhile, the person that doesn't care, right? Because they're paying $10, and right now they've played 400 games, right? And for $140, right, they've now paid for 14 months at the $10 or $11 price tag, whatever. Maybe it's like 12 months, okay? They've played more games than you've had in your entire life while you're waiting. While you're waiting. Right? One is trying to capture one person in the market, and the other person's like, hey, we got everything over here. Buffet, come on over. Microsoft is going for Walmart approach. Push out a bunch of goods ranging from low tier to high tier, and people will find value and keep coming back. Right. What if those games like Resident Evil are placed on Apple Arcade, where it's free, or people are paid for their service? It's so crazy, right? Here's a great part, right? They're throwing the remastered of Dead Space. I'm not a big Dead Space fan, right? The first game was fantastic. People were like, "Oh man, Dead Space so good. Should be contender for Game of the Year." Right? Should be contender for Game of the Year, people were saying. And then all of a sudden I was like, "No, it's a remaster. I don't think it should be." Now it's on Game Pass, or it's coming to Game Pass. Right? Overflowed at work. What did I miss? We just started with our first topic. The first topic that we did was this article right here, Z. Sony's under pressure. Seems like every game eventually will be a part of streaming service. Just depends on what major companies throw the most money at them to be on the service. Right. Luna is available in the United States, United Kingdom, and Canada, and Germany. Right. Those are big markets, but not there's plenty of other markets that they're not in yet. But we're testers right now. I haven't tested it out. Has anyone tried Luna? I haven't. Mike, Dead Space is coming. I know. Side note, you guys seen the Lies of P sold well and Game Pass did not hurt it like the haters say. Well, people can look at that, Prosy, and say, like, well, it sold 1 million units, right? And they're like, well, it could have sold 2 million units. And I look at that and go, there's a lot of people that would never touch that game. Never touch that game. And now they did, right? And now they did. And they got that money up front, right? Lies of P got that money up front. So they're not hurting. That money, we don't know what they got paid. But that money could have covered 50%, 75%, could have covered 100% of the development costs. And then they made bonus on top of that, right? Now that company doesn't have to worry about, they don't have to worry about if they're going to make it so they can make their next game. Now they can just make their next game. See, there's always a like half glass full, half empty, half full type of thing, right? So if Lies of P came out and it wasn't on Game Pass and they said, okay, we want to sell 1 million units, okay, or 2 million units, okay, or 150, whatever, and they come out and the game, it's good, people like it, but they're like, I'll wait for it going on sale, whatever, okay? They have to earn every single cent to get to that in every single copy. Well, let's say it only sells 500,000 copies for the first little period of time, or 1 million, and they're trying to get to 2 million, right? Microsoft comes in and says, here's the chunk of change that you want, right? You name your price, they negotiate, and they get that up front. That takes off tons of copies off the floor because they made that money up front. That's like an insurance policy. It's like, we could still sell 2 million units, but now we've made this money and we sold this. Right? We don't know what that money is though, right? We don't know what their budget was. We don't know how much they got paid. Unless someone tries to sue them again and it comes out in court. But we saw what the money in the court trial, right? We saw the money they were putting out for like Suicide Squad, $250 million day and date, right? Like $300 million for certain games, $15 million to Grand Theft Auto a month, right? So, I mean, that's a live service aspect of it. Sony are Trojans. Horses not worried. Yeah, I don't think they're worried, boss. If you listen to what I said, I think Sony is doing exactly what they're doing. They're staying tried and true to what they want to sell. They're about hardware. They're about their games. They've adjusted, and they'll win the console market. But that's not their competitors going for anymore, right? They're moving forward, and Sony has to adapt, and they have. They're starting to put it on PC. They have all their hardware coming out. They're doing more systems with the Slims. Sizzlers isn't around anymore. I don't even think, is Golden Corral still around? Because someone said Golden Corral earlier. Oh yeah, Titan. Survivor will be on Game Pass probably 1 year. So I would say, when did it come out? Did it come out in May? April? It'll be almost to the date. It'll come out in April or May next year. Chapter 8 says, yes, it is. I got there 2 weeks ago. They had one over by me, Chapter 8, where I used to live, and we drove by there the other day. It was torn down. It was a gas station now, so. I know you meant Golden Corral. Must be one Sizzler like Blockbuster. Yeah, it's in Alaska. Ford says, I still got 9 Sizzlers here. That's a lot of Sizzlers around you. 9 Sizzlers around you? What is it, the capital of Sizzler? It's like, you ever see that Lewis Black comedy special? Ford back in the day? He's like, I walked out and there was a Starbucks. And across the street, there was a Starbucks. It was the center of the universe. Do you live in the center of the universe of Sizzlers? It's a lot of Sizzlers. Fallen Order was out a full year before it was on Game Pass. Yeah, Sean, that's what I'm saying. 1 year to almost the day. Almost to the day. And then it came to Game Pass. Fallen Order did. Didn't KFC make a gaming console years ago? It did. I don't know if it was a joke or a marketing thing. I think it was an actual thing, but it wasn't in mass production. Never heard of Sizzler before today. Kylo, you've never heard of the Sizzler? Like, they used to have a commercial. There'd be Sizzler. There was also, I think, a running thing on, like, Saturday Night Live or something like that, wasn't it? Oh, that's in the whole state, not just around me. Okay. I was like, Jesus, 9 Sizzlers. They really like their Sizzler in there in that area. Sizzler sounds made up. No, I can assure you, Sizzler is not. There you go. Sizzlers. It's like a TGI Fridays type of stuff. Sizzler. Really? Man, that's crazy that you guys haven't heard of it. Not sponsored by Sizzler, by the way. Not sponsored by them. What do you have? Like 1 McDonald's and 20 White Castles? We have the world's largest White Castle over here in Orlando now. Soups is never. What's going on, Soups? Never heard of Sizzler. Really? Well, I'll tell you what. That's terrible marketing for Sizzler then, huh? I got to know this now. There's 84 locations in the United States. 84. Oh, Bennigan's? Yeah, Bennigan's. Didn't they rebrand? I don't know if they rebrand. I mean, they're still called Sizzler. Water 30 and Still Gaming, sponsored by Sizzler and Radio Shack. Don't forget Toys R Us. Don't forget Toys R Us. Shoney's? Yeah, yeah. No, I know what a Shoney's is. We're showing our age now. If you guys know what Playworld is, right? Right, the Circuit City sponsorship still pending. I used to, I actually liked Circuit City back in the day. I like Circuit City better than Best Buy. They just carried better things. Plus, I had a buddy who used to work at Circuit City. Used to get the discount. Used to get the discount. Did I see the pictures I put in chat in Discord? Hold on. The pictures that you put in chat. Oh yeah. You're talking about this stuff. Yeah. Here, let me see if I can. It's blurry because it's an old picture, but I mean, that's some good old stuff right there, man. Look how many sports games are on that sheet right there. Look how many sports games. Tell me sports games didn't rule the world back then. Right? You got Jordan versus Bird. You got NHL hockey. You got RBI 4. You got off-road. Okay. Over here, you got NBA something. You got hardball. Okay. You got Madden football. You got Temco Bowl. You got bowling. You got bases loaded. You got off-road again down here. And you got wrestling. Like, look at all those sports games. There was a Kmart down south where my parents were. I don't know if it's still there. Right, $30 gets you the game. What does $30 get me now? A skin? Maybe. Maybe. You get the first part of the skin. And then you have to... Oh, I love Bases Loaded. I love Bases Loaded. Bases Loaded 2, like, changed the game of baseball games, right? Bases Loaded, I used to love where you used to peg someone and you could charge the mound. What game can you charge the mound now? Here, this is another... Let me see if I can pick up the other one. Here's the N64 page. Look, here's the N64. Vegas Stakes, Star Fox, Mortal Kombat, Off-Road. Look, and I want you to look at the prices. I want you to look at the prices. Okay? $64.99. Okay? $69.99 Mortal Kombat. Okay? There was games, okay? I tell the story many times, okay? My mom bought an Atari game back in the day, Yar's Revenge, okay? $84. $84 in like 1985? 84? Maybe it was 83. Okay? Look at this basketball game. I can't even read what that basketball game is. I can't see it. $69. Right? But they gotta charge more. Stop lying. It wasn't 75, it was 84. Regardless. Sarge, regardless. Right? Sarge is splitting hairs now. Back in 1980s, mom pays for a game in the $70 market. Double dribble? Is it double dribble? No, it's too many. It's too many words. Too many letters. I can't see what it says. Cartridges were expensive. I guess. And this is the 90s here. I remember I paid Zelda. I paid for the gold edition. I bought it at Circuit City. No, I bought it at Comp USA. It was the only one to have it. It was Comp USA. It was the gold edition of Zelda, and it was like, I want to say it was $70. $70 or $75. Yep, very true. I bought Killer Instinct Gold on N64. They charged $110. And you didn't bat an eye, did you, Rose? You didn't bat an eye. You're like, all right, I want the game. Right? People forget. Pepperidge Farm remembers, but people forget. This is why I had Blockbuster and GameFly as a kid. In the early 2000s, my parents wouldn't buy a game. And this is exactly what I keep bringing up, Chapter 8, right? We were very blessed, right? Me and Sarge growing up, our parents, if you want to call it spoiled or not, we were not rich growing up. We were not rich growing up. My parents worked 2 jobs each, okay? 2 jobs each. They bought games for us and stuff, but when they couldn't buy us games, we would go to Albertsons and rent games. We would go to Blockbuster. There was this place called Video Extron, right? We would rent games, and you would do all this, right? And now, as a parent, as an adult now with my own child, okay, I'm not rich in any way, shape, or form. I can't afford $70 games all the time. So when I look at if I was in my 20s or 30s and I was single, or I didn't have any kind of responsibilities, I didn't own a house and stuff like that, then I could spend my money and buy more expensive things. But as a responsible adult, right, you look at Game Pass, and that is your Blockbuster. That is renting games at Albertsons. That is game flying, right, for that small fee of $11 or $17. right? Saves me a fortune, right? So take the argument now where, were people saying that Blockbuster, was diminishing the quality of games because you could rent them, Oh, Titan, yeah, we rent games from the library still. Yeah. You can get if there's a game that you're looking for, check your local library. Most of the time, they have it, and you don't have to pay anything. You can rent it for free. Yeah, that's a secret, man. Shh. Shh. Don't tell anybody. People don't even know what fucking libraries are. They don't even know what libraries are. They're like, what's this? There's more people that know what Sizzler is than what a library is. Library's like, I don't understand why people are going to Netflix and stuff. You can come here and rent the game. Is GameFly still around? They are, I believe. I believe they are. Yeah, sure are. Rent thousands of games and movies. No late fees. Cancel anytime. Let's see what new games they have. You could buy Jedi Survivor $40. I have a question. Does GameFly still mail you the disc, or do you just digitally download it now? How does that work? Is anyone in chat using GameFly? Please explain. Do they still mail you a disc? I used to borrow records to play Pink Floyd from my library. I love GameFly, but it took forever to get the games in the mail. This is why you had to up your subscription model, right? And then you would get one, and then you would get the next one while you were waiting. Like once you get the first one, you ask for your second one, and then it swaps. So you always have. So when you receive one in the mail, you put one back in the mail. I had a list of things I had better be done, and grades had to be good before my parents would even consider buying a new game. Most of the time, it would say, "We'll see," and the rental store. Right. We got games. This is what we did, right? So, and maybe Sarge will correct me here, but we never got games like on a Monday, right? Just a random Monday, right? We got stuff because our parents had to save up. So, like, my birthday is in May, right? So I would ask for a game, and I would get my birthday gifts in May, right? And then my brother's birthday is in July. So then he would get games in July. And then we'd get Christmas. And that was it, right? Not until we got older, when we actually had jobs, that we would buy our own stuff. But you would only get stuff on your birthday and Christmas. That was it. But we had a lot of family members. So you would ask your uncles and aunts and cousins, what do you want, friends and family? They're like, what does Michael want for Christmas? You could just get him a video game. I was far away. I know the library. They have really tiny movie rental place. I used GameFly a few months ago. It still uses discs, really, because it isn't digital code. Just one time used. So how could they mail a code? Well, they could give you a code and they could shut it off afterwards. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's a way you would attach to their server. You know what I mean? If that's what GameFly was doing, it would basically be cloud gaming. Be cloud gaming. I didn't know if they went to cloud gaming. That's what I was asking, Rose. Now that we're talking about it, GameFly would be cool for renting Switch games. Like I only had to spend so much money for every Pokemon color. Oh, right. Instead of spending $70 for each one, or whatever they cost. How would they do digital rental? Give you a code because you stop when with a digital PlayStation 5. Well, what they could do, right? And I would say it would be cloud gaming, where you would download it from the cloud, play it locally on your system, and then they would just shut off your code and you wouldn't have it. It'd be no different than what's happening right now. Like Game Pass gives me a game, I download the code, right? Once I take it off Game Pass, I can't play it anymore, right? Unless I physically bought the digital version of the game, and then it'll access it. I can't believe there's still people using GameFly. I wonder if it says how many people. Let's see here. Started in 2002. GameFly shut down the streaming service. Oh, there was a streaming service. So despite filing claims in February 2010, an initial public offering, GameFly remains a privately owned company as of 2017. GameFly shut down their streaming service August 31st, 2018. So they had a streaming service, but they closed it down. GameFly's been around since 2002. It doesn't say how many members they have. I would say maybe like what Luna has. Luna has something around like 400,000, 500,000. I can't find it right now, but I think the subscribers, I think it's like 400,000, something like that. 2002 seems like a forever ago. Yeah, sure does. 20 years ago feels like a blink of an eye, like forever ago, I mean, but yet 10 years from now, it's like a blink of an eye. You like look at your children and you're like, what happened to those 10 years? All right, let's go with the story number 2 here. Story number 2. Jesus, that makes me feel old, Mo, because I graduated in 1997. I should have graduated in 1996, but I got held back in second grade. But 1997. Graduated 2004. Jesus. I don't even remember 10 years ago. Well, the last couple years, Soups, like time travel. Like when the pandemic happened, like just like literally a blink of an eye. I saw someone post that at the time that their kids is 14, you've spent 80% of your time you're ever going to spend with them. God, that's depressing. That's depressing, chapter. Well, it's actually quite funny because me and my wife joke about that all the time. We're like, hey, you might as well hang out with the kid now because as soon as he turns 13, we're never going to see him again. You're only 5 years ahead, not too old? I beg to differ. Get back to me in 5 years, Mo. Oh, it's funny. I can't. I won't say the story. No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because I want to give my wife's age out. It'll give my wife's age out. I'll respect women that don't like to talk about their age. I already feel it. Yeah. As soon as he joins varsity sports or band, robotics, whatever it is, yeah, it's gone. He's already starting to do that, right? He does coding and he does swim. But I'm still his chauffeur, so I get to see him. So, because there's no way I'm paying for an Uber or car insurance. So, all right, let's go with the second topic here. Well, Mo, or Big T, you do know I built that doghouse on purpose that big. It works three ways. One, it's a giant doghouse for my giant dog. Two, it's a playhouse for my son when he's young, so he can still get in there and play. And three, it's big enough for me to lay down in and not touch the walls. So that's right. Just in case. I was like, you know what? I'm going to build a doghouse. And when I build this doghouse, I want to make sure that doghouse is big enough for me to get in. Yeah, that's got to be. Are they reluctant? Are they reluctant to say it? All right. Let's start with the second topic here. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 30NSG. On today's show, we're going to be talking about Epic launches a program to incentivize devs to bring old games to the Epic Game Store. Before I get to this, please make sure you share, like, subscribe. We do these shows live Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you'd like to come out to the live shows, we might be live right now if you're watching this, so come on by, hang out with the live chat. We have conversations about the topic after the fact. I appreciate you very much. All right, so Epic launches a program to incentivize devs to bring old games to Epic Game Store. The program will boost developers' revenue from 88% to 100%. So Fortnite maker Epic Games has launched a back catalog of program incentivize the game developers and publishers to make their old games available on the Epic Game Store. According to the blog post, publishers on Monday, the company said that the program dubbed Now on Epic was launched to make it easier to Epic Game Store users to discover back catalog games and to better compete with Steam. Mainly, it will allow participating developers and publishers to opportunity to increase their net revenue from user spending from 88% to 100% of their eligible back catalog games that they offer on the Epic Game Store. So titles that are eligible for now on Epic program will enjoy 100% revenue boost for the first 6 months of the release of Epic Game Store. After that, they'll get an 88%, 12% revenue split, and game developers who participate in Now on Epic must commit to releasing at least 3 games before October 31st, 2023, and have them currently live on another third-party PC store or include it in a third-party subscription service such as Xbox Game Pass or PlayStation Plus. If they don't have 3 games that meet the criteria, they must bring over all the games that they have already released that they are live. Now, developers who would rather wait to enroll in Now on Epic program have until December 31st, 2024 to do so. When they do, all eligible games must be on the Epic Game Store by June 30th of 2025. Epic Game Store first launched in 2018 and built its library through generous incentives and exclusive deals with developers, and it was a struggle to compete with Steam, though which remains the platform of choice despite issues of its own. Now, the launches of Now on Epic becomes nearly 3 weeks after the company shed 830 employees and about 16% of the workforce in the latest round of layoffs. Despite the continued success of Fortnite, the employees affected by the layoffs include those from Mediatonic and studios behind Fall Guys. It says, quote, "For a while now, we've been spending way more money than we've earned investing in the next evolution of Epic and growing Fortnite as a metaverse-inspired ecosystem for creators." Sweeney wrote in a note in employees during the layoffs. Had long been optimistic about he could power through the transition without the layoffs, but in retrospect, I see it was unrealistic. So there you go. So Epic is trying to incentivize people to bring their games over to the Epic launcher. Epic launcher launched like a game has in the last 10 years, right? It came out, it was missing features. like a scoreboard in a first-person shooter game that's been in the game forever. Epic was missing a shopping cart. It was missing features. More than that, it was a cluster of bad things that happened on the platform for Epic Game Launcher. Since that time, they've made a lot of improvements. I'll be honest, I don't ever really freaking use it. I don't think I've touched the Epic Launcher in about 2 years, maybe 3 years. Steam is like it for me, right? When I do, and I'm not a really big PC guy, but I don't ever go to Epic, right? I hate the fact that when Epic came in, they did the exclusives just like PlayStation did when they got in the market. And then when Xbox came in the market, they did the exact same thing. Epic did the exact same thing. They had to pay a lot of money to try to compete in that market to go up against the other guys that was the market leader. So now Epic, we read an article a couple weeks ago, Tim Sweeney talking about how they were spending way too much money and spending way too much money on the metaverse in Fortnite, and they had to start cutting costs and firing people left and right. Then they're charging now for the Epic, for the Unreal Engine 5 if you're not a game developer. And now we have this, where they're trying to get the back catalog of games that go over there. Now, it is interesting to know that to qualify for this, game developers who participate now on Epic must commit to releasing at least 3 games before October 31st, which is just like a week and a half, okay? And have them currently live on another third-party PC store or include it in a third-party subscription service such as Xbox Game Pass or PlayStation Plus. If they don't have 3 games that meet the criteria, they must bring over all of their games that have already released that are live. It's kind of a weird... It's like a weird thing to ask people for. You know what I mean? They're like, hey, if you want to come over here, we're going to give you 88%, or we're going to give you 100% of the revenue up until a certain point, and then we're going to do an 88-12 split. But you got to bring all your stuff over, right? We're giving you the extra. And I don't know if that's worth it for the companies to do that. I mean, maybe some of you guys, if you're developers out there, in the comment section down below or in live chat, how hard would it be to take a game that's ported over? I guess it wouldn't be anything, right? If it's already on Steam, right, or on Game Pass or PlayStation, it wouldn't be hard to take a back catalog game and throw it on a PC if it's already on PC, right? I'm not too sure. I've never made a game before, right? I don't know how, but could someone take the manpower, put money into someone converting it and then making it? I don't think there's a difference, right? It would have to be on Steam and also on Epic Launcher. They're not asking for exclusives. They're just asking for back catalog. This is weird to me, but this is just yet another step in the stepping stone of asking for money. Epic, imagine this, right? Epic is made trillions of dollars off of Fortnite. Trillions of dollars off Fortnite. They're asking for $45 for skins, $15 for skins and whatnot. And yet now they're coming out and they fired almost 900 people. They're asking for more money up front for the non-developers using Unreal Engine, and now they're asking for people to bring their old stuff, like a garage sale, and then they'll do an 88-12 split after a certain period of time. It's amazing to me that these companies just blow through money, and they thought they had more money than they did. Is it surprising? We just had a conversation the other day that people that win the lottery, most of them go bankrupt within the first 3 years of winning the lottery, which is insane, right? Imagine winning millions of dollars. You've been poor, broke your entire life. You win millions of dollars and you go through it within years. It's insane. So what do you guys think? Do you think this is a smart move by Epic to get the old back catalogs of games to put on the Epic Launcher? Will this make you go get the Epic Launcher? Because obviously if you're a gamer right now and you're playing games on Steam, or you're playing games on Game Pass, or you're playing games on PlayStation Plus, why would you then all of a sudden go, hey, you know what? I'm going to play the exact same game that I'm playing already on one of these other systems now on the Epic Launcher. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. This seems weird, chat. They're like desperate. Epic seems desperate, don't they? Let's see. Sometimes it seems like they think it's Titanic, and they need to do out every cent before it hit the iceberg. Yeah, it seems weird, right? Something seems up with Epic, man. I've had a bad feeling about this. If they put a PC port, it just seems weird. Let's look at what Epic made. Let's look at what Fortnite made, right? Fortnite was a absolute failure when it came out. I'm not talking about the Battle Royale, just Fortnite. Like, this is insane. Okay? It says Fortnite has 500 million. Here, let me make this nice and big so people can see it. Fortnite has 500 million registered users, out of which 231 million are its monthly active users as of 2023. Fortnite has generated a revenue of over 26 billion to date. Out of this, over 6 billion in revenue came from 2022 alone. How much money are they pumping into this metaverse, into Fortnite? 26 billion from one game. Hold on, I think I have... Wait, don't I have... Oh, I don't have it. I don't have it. I thought I have a bad feeling about this, but I don't have it. This one applies though, right? Epic had all this money, and now they're hurting.
You blew it!
Is there any other game that comes close, GTA or Pokemon? I mean, GTA has to be up there. No. Here, surprisingly, Water. It's the second best-selling video game of all time with 185 million copies shipped as of 2023. One of the most financially successful entertainment products of all time with about 8 billion worldwide revenue. I don't know if that includes the online aspect. Let me see. GTA 5 has made nearly 7.7 billion since its release in 2013. Put that in perspective, right? Let's put that in perspective. Grand Theft Auto's been out for a decade, right? They're the second most selling game of all time behind Minecraft. And yet, GTA 5 has made 7.7 billion since 2013, right? And I don't know if that's... Yeah, that's the game selling and the online for microtransactions and shark cards, right? And yet, Fortnite's been out half the time. Half that time. Okay? And they made 26 billion, and Epic's like, we don't know what to do. We've lost all our money. We have to start charging for everything. Tim, what are we gonna do? It's okay. It's okay. We'll just spend a bunch of more money. Don't worry, guys. We'll just raise the price of Fortnite. GTA is making so much money, they're like, we can wait a decade. We're making so much money. Meanwhile, Epic's making 5 times that. Or almost 4 times that. Almost 4 times that. And they're like, oh, man, we're out of money. Epic should get with Bungie. And together they would implode because they wouldn't know how to spend their money correctly. Epic is like the Scooby-Doo meme. Where are they removing the mask? It's actually Blizzard. Zoinks. Zoinks, Scoob. Like, what is happening? How do you make $26 billion in, what, 5 years? 2017? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22? 6 years? 6 years, $26 billion. Kylo says, I wish Epic would just go back and make Gears of War. Now look at them. Oh, they're not going back to that. You got to remember, $26 billion is just from Fortnite. That's not including all the money they make from... That's not including all the money they make from people, you know, using the Unreal Engine. All the little percentages and stuff. I mean, Epic's revenue, Epic Games revenue is $5.76 billion according to figures, right? Game revenue is pretty stable if you look at 2018 or 2018 to 2021. Reported in 2021, they made $5.76 billion, but we just read an article. We just read that they made $6 billion, right? Let me go back. They made $6 billion in just 2022, right? They made $6 billion in revenue alone. Of the $26 billion from Fortnite came in 2022. Up until 2021, they made $5 billion as a revenue for the company, but Fortnite's made $26 billion in 6 years. They must pay a fortune. They must pay a fortune for all those IPs that they have. Star Wars, Marvel, Transformers, like all of them. The movies that they have to go for the like WB or whatever, they must be paying out the ass for those licenses. Including the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, with GTA 5 sales makes sense from 2013 until now. Right, that's a lot of freaking systems, Jesse. Oh, I know. I know those licenses aren't cheap, but god damn. Like, what does Tim Sweeney have in plan in store? I should say, what does he have in store that he wants all those IPs? Like, how many people... Like, think about this. He has more active users that are paying whatever amount of money, okay? Every single time an update comes out or a skin comes out in the store, okay? That's what Xbox wants with all of Game Pass, okay? They have double the amount of users in Fortnite than what Xbox Game Pass is trying to get in the next 7 years, okay? In the next 7 years to get into Game Pass. They want 100 million users, active users, okay, or memberships by 2030 to have 100 million users. Meanwhile, Fortnite has over 200 active, right? 200 active, 231 million monthly active users. 2.5 times. Oh my god. Oh, we know, Titan. I've said it for years. I said they're making a MMO. They're making some sort of, you know, meta inside of Fortnite. I used Epic Game Store along with Steam. They have free monthly games. I never use them. I'll be honest, I don't use Steam that much either. But I have Steam. And most codes and stuff that are given out are on Steam. If I get codes from companies, they don't really give out Epic launch codes, but Epic gives out free games every once in a while. There are companies that do Epic Launcher, but Epic usually, you know, I mean, I personally don't care about launcher to launcher. It's just that most of the games I play are not on, you know, if they're on Epic and they're on Steam, why go to Epic? And I have all the Arkham games, right? So... All right, we gotta watch this. We gotta watch this other interview. It's like a 40-minute interview with Phil Spencer. We're gonna watch over. He says some good stuff in there, but before I get to that, we're gonna have a. Actually, you know what? We moved this from yesterday. Before we do the Phil Spencer thing, we moved this from yesterday to today. This was the Grand Theft Auto stuff that I wanted to talk about yesterday. So we're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it up now. If they could turn Fortnite into an MMO and keep all the licenses from the Battle Royale, you can imagine the amount of money that would make. Oh, sure. I mean, they already have a deal with like BMW for cars and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised. And I said this, I say a lot of stuff. And I'm glad I say a lot of stuff because I have it on video to prove that I've said the stuff. But I said that they would use it as a marketing for cars. Like the cars in Fortnite, I can see them like bringing like the Corvette or the Tesla or BMW inside their game, inside of Fortnite, right? And they could build a car dealership and show you like the new cars inside the thing. Like they're going to use Fortnite as a marketing tool. Steam does need to be humble though. 30. Steam basically has a non-compete clause for devs. It's irritating. If Xbox is doing a sale, you have to do a sale on Steam. Dolphin says Disney Speedstorm is on there too. So I had to use it for that as well. Right, and you can play that across anything. It's even on the mobile device. It's gonna be on the. I don't know if it's out on the mobile device already, but it's coming on the mobile as well. All right, the next story we're going to talk about is leaks and rumors about Grand Theft Auto 6. A guy and his dog getting high, solving crimes with their buds. We had some great cartoons. I mean, Tom and Jerry, Mighty Mouse. I mean, they're older, but growing up, that's what I watched. Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo's an old like 60s cartoon and stuff. Like they're fantastic, Mo. They're fantastic. Let me help. It's never coming out. Well, we'll see. We'll see. It's definitely going to come out. We just don't know when. But we'll find out real soon. Today is the 18th. Supposedly by this leak on the 26th, we should see something. And it could go into history as one of the other people saying the world's coming to an end, or it could be real. But we'll talk about that in a second. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 30 NSG. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about leaks and rumors. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. Leaks and rumors about Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, this might come out and be a very credible source. We don't know, right? But I'm going to read to you a really descript like stuff that's happening in the trailer, supposedly, that leaked and someone saw it multiple times, watched it multiple times. Okay. So we're going to go over what's in text form. And then what we'll find out on October 26th, if it is true, then this will be 100% viable. And if it's not, then it's just something that goes away and no one ever talks about again until the next leak comes out. But if you like what we do here, we do this show live Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like what we do, make sure you hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button. And if you'd like to go above and beyond that, you become a member as little as $5. All right, so anonymous source on 10/15/2023 says a trailer comes out on October 26, 2023. It's about a minute and a half. He says he watched it twice, didn't get to sit and analyze it. I don't know the name of the song, maybe Latin funk or something. Synthy fast pace with bongos and bass. Okay, this is very specific, right? Like these details comes across as very specific. Now, if someone's going to leak something like this, it seems a little weird to me that they would make it very descriptive like this. Now, they could be full of shit, right? I mean, it's the internet, right? But very specific. It says that a woman is assuming is Lucia has a voiceover, and the city has a way of reaching into your guts and stealing your soul a hard way, you know? Question mark. He's paraphrasing. He says, man responds a bit later, sounds like Jason. Yeah, but who needs one of those anyway? says, I'm copying this part from notes I jotted down. 2 cars drag racing, fan boat Jason driving. Okay. Gators surfacing water, iguanas, Reno carnival girls dancing on stage, person falling off a lighthouse, horse racing with crowd cheering, nightclub scene, people dancing packed. Okay. Underwear guy running down the street with a snake, people fishing on a sailboat, beach party, buff lifeguard jogging, Ferris wheels, guy with head in gator's mouth performance, skydiver out of plane, Lucia holds a guy up, pat him down, long hair guy, not Jason, sliding across the car hood with a sports bag, 2 cops eating donuts on the hood of a cop car, car chase police pit maneuver, Lucia hitting someone with a bat, fireworks in the night sky, no release date or anything, obviously. Logos look a bit like OP pick, okay, but purple with pink gradient with the 5 look normal, okay? So these are very specific things inside that he's saying. Now, obviously, if someone comes out and says, oh, this is what I saw a trailer, and he's just putting stuff out there, this comes off as like little weird and random stuff, right? So he's just coming out and he's jotting it down as fast as he can. Like, he saw something, someone showed it to him, he's like, hey, look at this, I got the thing. He's like, and he writes it down as many things as possible. So, obviously, there's a couple things here that I've noticed, right? Because I like reading between the lines. Now, the rumor is that it's taking place in Florida, right? It's like a Vice City, Orlando area. Gators surfacing water. Obviously, gators, you would assume that's in Florida, right? Iguanas, again, South Florida and whatnot. Reno carnival girls dancing on stage. That's, again, stuff that happens in Florida. Horse racing with crowd cheering. That sounds more like the South Florida type of feel, like Dania Beach and stuff like that. Beach party, obviously. Ferris wheel, that could be a bunch of different stuff. That could be the Eye in Orlando. That could be a carnival down on the beach or whatever, on a pier down in South Florida. Guy with his head in gator's mouth performance. Now, obviously, what first comes to my head is, like, there's shows all over Florida that do this, but we have a place called Gatorland here that does this, is known for it. And then, obviously, lots of sanctuaries where people also do this as well. We know that Lucia, in the leaked stuff, is that she's a cop, and it says Lucia is holding holding a guy up, patting him down. So that assumes, or that makes it official, that she is a cop in the leaks, verifying that. Okay. Jason sliding across the hood of a car with a sports bag. We know that he's some sort of like jock or whatever. 2 cops eating donuts. That's just anything. Car chase police pit maneuver, just showing the action of the seat. So you would see the streets and stuff. I'm sure we're going to see a lot more of that. And then the fireworks in the night sky. Obviously, that could be anywhere. But fireworks in the night sky, the first thing that comes to my head is that if it is in Orlando, takes place in Orlando, maybe they have a place like Disney World. Disney is known for their fireworks show every single night of the week. Doesn't matter, rain or not. They have a fireworks show. So there's lots of stuff here that I'm reading into, that it is taking place in Miami or South Florida or Central Florida. And this is just yet another leak that comes out that kind of verifies the stuff that we saw last year in the footage that we saw. And this seems pretty cool. Now, obviously, this could all fall apart. Okay, this could all fall apart. He says trailers coming out October 26, 2023. Now, I don't know if that's what he was told or if that's what it says in the actual trailer, right? Now, who knows? Again, take it with a grain of salt. Grand Theft Auto, we do know, is coming out. Strauss Zelnick has said in the past that next year is going to be their biggest year. So we're assuming that if they want to make the biggest year ever, that Grand Theft Auto 6 would have to probably launch in 2024, fiscal year of 2024, and that starts after March, right? So March 30th is the last day. April 1st is the first part of 2024's fiscal year. So we'll see what happens. What do you guys think in the comment section down below? Do you think this is just yet another leak that will not come through? Or do you think, yeah, this is it? This is pretty detailed, and that's it. Very excited. October 26th will be the day that says, hey, it's a real thing. Grand Theft Auto 6 exists, and it is coming within the next 365 days after October 26, 2023. Let me know in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. We're supposedly going to find out if it comes out soon. Highly doubt it. At this point, it's doubt until, right? Press X to doubt, right? Press X to doubt. How you watch a trailer 2 times and never sit down and analyze it? Well, it could be very simple, Jesse. What about if the person that filmed it, took the footage or whatever, says, hey, to this person, hey, you want to see the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer? Yeah. All right, here. I gotta go. I can't really show you this, right? No one can see this. All right, quick, just watch it. Okay, great. He's taking notes. He's watching it, taking notes, and I mean, shit like that happens, right? Now, Titan, I do agree. I mean, it's very detailed, right? Very, very detailed to make stuff like this to be fake. Now, yeah, you could just jot down stuff like, oh, it's Florida. You just name some stuff that happens in Florida. But to say that the very detailed, right, says that it's about 1.5 minutes, okay, so about 1:22, right, 1:26, something like that, right? Says the song but doesn't know it. Says it's some Latin funk or something, synth, fast pace with bongos and bass. Okay, it's very specific for what the music is. Okay, woman assuming it's Lucia has a voiceover. The city, a very quote, like a quote. A city has a way to reaching into your gut and stealing your soul the hard way, you know? And then a man responds by saying, yeah, but who needs one of those anyway? Okay? So just those two lines of dialogue is very descriptive of something that would happen in a trailer. And obviously, if the trailer doesn't even come out on the 26th, let's say it comes out November 1st, but it still says the same thing. Obviously, because the leak gets out, maybe they move it. But at the same time, Rockstar's very, very, intent. They know what they're doing. They always know what they're doing, the way they market something. So I think that they get the trailer out, let it stew, right? Let it stew for about a month. And then maybe we see something else at the Video Game Award show leading up to it. We don't get the announcement. We don't get a date on this trailer. No release date. Right? We hear the release date of Grand Theft Auto maybe at the award show, but not at the award show, but around the award show when Rockstar decides to drop another trailer or whatnot. Is Thursday normally a trailer day? No, in this day and age, social media is a social media day, right? When they decide to drop a trailer, they drop a trailer. We talk about this all the time, right? Grand Theft Auto could just change their logo on their Twitter account and people would lose their shit. GTA 6 has better be the greatest game ever created in the history of gaming at this point. If anything below a 98 rating overall, it's trash. Let's see what let's go to Metacritic, the official sponsor of video games. Let's see. GTA. Let's go to GTA, just the original GTA 3 when it came out on PlayStation. Okay. GTA 3, okay. Grand Theft Auto 3 got a 97. Okay, got a 97. Let's go with Vice City. Vice City got a 95. Okay, Vice City got a 95. San Andreas got a 95. Okay. GTA, was it GTA 4? Grand Theft Auto 4. Why isn't it where? GTA, do I have to type it in like this? Do I have to type it in like that? What are we doing? Grand Theft Auto 4 got a 98. Okay, 98. Grand Theft Auto 5. What? Why isn't it the first thing that pops up? I don't understand. Do I have to type it out? Is that what it is? For God's sakes. I spelled that wrong. Grand Theft Auto 5 got a 97, 98 on Xbox 360, 97 on the PlayStation 4. Yeah. I mean, if it gets anything lower than a 95, I think we got to call it trash, right, Water? Right? If it gets anything lower than a 95, it's got to be trash. 97 trash? Right, looks like Vice City is trash. One good game and 4 trash games. Yeah. It's crazy. Oh, we could have just done this. The lowest Grand Theft Auto game that I can see is the trilogy. The definitive edition's got a 54. 54. Right? 93 Grand Theft Auto Chinatown. Gay Tony, Ballad of Gay Tony got an 89. And Liberty City Stories got an 88, but those are DLCs. You know what I mean? And then Grand Theft Auto Online gets an 80. You got to go back. You got to go back to Grand Theft Auto 2 to actually get like a 70. Anything lower than 98, 30. Man, I understand why people hate Rockstar, but damn, dude. I mean, they might be the greatest developers of all time. They make bangers, man. They make bangers. And can you understand why it takes their time? What I thought trash was 88 or below. Now we're raising the bar now? Of course. It's like Baldur's Gate 3. We got to hold everyone to the standards of higher. We got to raise the trash bar. Rose, we got to raise the trash bar. we definitely got to raise the bar for trash. Trash is now in the 95s. Easy. If it's not a 95 and IGN comes out with less than a 95, then that's what it is. Mike, what's table tennis get? Oh, table tennis made by them? Rockstar's table tennis game got an 81. Got an 81. That's pretty impressive for a table tennis game. That's right, Rose. It might sneak in because it came out already. Now we're raising the bar, right? Now we got to raise the bar. So it got away from trash. Spider-Man's still good right now. I love it. Someone that's just coming in for the first time, they're like, did he just call a 95 a trash game? Which one do you want to learn? Bully? Bully got an 87. Bully got an 87 back in 2006. 87 original. And then Bully's Scholarship Edition got an 80. State of Emergency got a 71. In 2002. So Grand Theft Auto games is like the pedestal, and everything else is just kind of whatever. But can you imagine, though, Mo? Rockstar is just making Grand Theft Auto. They're like, this is the only game we're making. This is the only game we're making. We're only making Grand Theft Auto. Man, I would love if Unreal Engine 5 of the Warlords or Warriors remake. Oh, that'd be pretty good. 71, burn it. I think certain studios, if they could just make one game and come out once a decade, I mean, that's the dream, right? I don't know if it's the dream though. I don't know if it's the dream though for developers. Like, you got to work on that game nonstop. Nonstop, you're working on that game. You work for Rockstar, you're working on Grand Theft Auto. Kyle says I think they already came out and said they're making another Red Dead as well. So they'll be making Red Dead and GTA every decade. I mean, I'm okay with that. Red Dead 1 and Red Dead 2, fantastic games. Fantastic games. Good Papa says, however, I do expect GTA 6 to score lower because of how people review now. Minor issues cause people to cry now. Sure, but let's be honest. At the end of the day, Cyberpunk 2077 made the internet explode, right? Made the internet explode, and yet it made all its money back, and that's an 86. Okay, PC version's an 86 for Cyberpunk 2077. Okay, and that was the best version, right? That was the best version on PC. It made all its money back day one. It made more profit on day one, and then it made more money after the day one. So I don't think it matters. Grand Theft Auto on day one will make, regardless if people actually review bomb it or cry about certain things, that will make all their money back before the game comes out. Red Dead 3 better follow Jack's story after Red Dead 1's events. Well, I would assume Red Dead 3 would it take place after, because Red Dead 1 is technically the sequel to Red Dead 2, even though Red Dead 2 is a sequel to Red Dead 1, right? Red Dead 2 takes place before Red Dead 1. And then would they continue it after Red Dead 1? So technically, if you played it in order, it'd be 2, 1, and then 3? Or is it going to be a prequel or maybe a separate person in the story? I don't know. I needed to take place during Jack was growing up. Well, right, because you got Jack at the end of Red Dead 1, right? So does it take place like before that moment of him before he takes revenge? So 3 should be play as Jack, maybe on his story of becoming like his dad. Right. Hopefully Red Dead 3 has a better online. I'm not really worried about the online. I just want them to make a good game, and then that's always been the cherry on top for me personally. Right. Leading up to him killing the agents. Like, we've already actually seen the ending. That'd be interesting. It's like Dave Chappelle telling you the punchline and then telling the joke, right? We've already seen the ending of 3, but now we're going to live the events leading up to that moment. What you want to call me? That would be just Act 1. Well, that's true. Actually, that would be a good idea, Titan. Like, leading up to the agents is Act 1, and then we continue on after that. Red Dead 4. We won't see that until I'm like 70. Please, no. No. Like, please.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
I don't want to wait for Red Dead 4. I don't want to wait for Red Dead 4. Jack's got to have his kids in Red Dead 4. So what are you guys turning Red Dead now into like the Skywalker saga? Like everything in Red Dead has to do with I love how they did with Arthur Morgan and how they did that story. And then it hands the ball off to Jack. Or I'm sorry, to John. Red Dead 4 is actually GTA 6. Yeah. But GTA 6 actually takes place before Grand Theft Auto 3. There you go. It's like Can you imagine, Water? It's like, I really want to play Red Dead. All right, what you got to do is that you got to play Red Dead 2 before Red Dead 1. Then play Red Dead 3, which takes place before Red Dead 2, but between Red Dead 4. But Red Dead 4 takes place right before Grand Theft Auto 6. And you're like, how? You only had to play 400 hours of Grand Theft Autos before you can play Red Dead 4. Don't worry about it. You just got to play a small section in Grand Theft Auto 3 to understand what's going on in Grand Theft Auto 6, which takes place in Red Redemption 4, which is then in 2, and then in 3. Voila. It's super simple. I have a video on it. Just go watch the video. Yeah, I don't want Red Dead to be like, I don't want, because then people will be like, I don't want my westerns to have revolvers in it. I don't want to have revolvers in it. It's not about Jedi. It's not about cowboys anymore. I want them to go off. I want a spin-off of like Grand Theft Auto 6, which is like the western of today, which then goes into. You know what I would love Rockstar to do? Are you ready for this? I think Rockstar would do an amazing job. An amazing job with a cyberpunk type of feel. They would go over to CD Projekt Red and say, "Here, hold my beer." All right, let's lead up to the next topic, which is Phil Spencer. Okay, Phil Spencer had an interview. We need a Star Wars game from Rockstar. That would be good. And I want to lead up to this, right? Because here's a little clip. Okay, I'm gonna show you my clip that I talked about yesterday. And then I'm going to talk about Phil Spencer's clip that he also said after I said what I said yesterday. Okay? So let's get started with that. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 30 NSG. On today's episode, I want to talk about Phil Spencer's interview. Now, yesterday, if you guys watched my stream, I talked about how I think Microsoft should move forward. We were talking about Halo, and inside Halo, I said, I think 343 is the problem, and not the actual engine itself. Now, obviously, if they move over to the Unreal Engine, it could become a better game, obviously, but I still think the problem is with 343. And I said, now because Microsoft has all of the people that they have now with all the studios they have, they could do something that other people can't. But before I get to that, if you like what we do here, we do a live show from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like what we do, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and if you like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. So Phil Spencer had an interview yesterday with the Xbox podcast, okay? And yesterday, I did this clip where I said that what they should do, and I'll let my younger self tell you what I think they should do. Here's what I would love to see. I would love them, Microsoft, to make a studio. They ask people, hey, we're making a studio just to make Halo. Who wants in on it? Okay? And then they pull some people that are like, hey, I'll work on the next Halo. I want people that are passionate about whatever it is, right? I don't care if you're passionate about Spyro. I don't care if you're passionate about Halo. I don't care if you're passionate about Star Wars. I want to get Microsoft to go, all right, we got all these studios. I want anyone, here's a broadcast, anybody that likes Halo from any of our 52 studios, if you would like to make a Halo game, raise your hand. And they're like, I would like to raise my hand. Fantastic. We're going to make a studio based on people that are passionate about Halo, okay? And then they make a studio to make Halo, okay? Then give 343 and go, 343, what would you like to make? Now that we're not pressured trying to copy what Bungie did, okay, what would you like to make? And then give 343 something, okay, that they would like to make. Because I truly believe they do not want to make a Halo game. Okay. Now, from that, okay, I am now going to show you a clip of what Phil Spencer said.
The first thing, as I kind of mentioned before, is to go spend time with the teams. Because I just don't think that a team working on something that isn't their passion leads to the best result. So I might have my list of things from my memories in history that I want to see made again. Everybody will, right? When I just think about, not just about Activision Blizzard King, you add in Bethesda, you add in Xbox's history, Rare, like the amount of franchises that we now have in our portfolio it's kind of inspiring. It's daunting. I feel that we have to be a great custodian for the content that we touch. These are memories from people on different platforms, different decades. And I want to make sure that when we're going back and visiting something, that we do it with our complete ability, a motivated team that wants to go work on something and make a difference, not just create something for financial gain or create something for a PR announcement and not deliver on the product. So I'm going to start with the teams and what are they passionate about. That's why I'm excited to go on these visits.
Isn't that amazing? Listen to the words that he just said. I'm going to start with the teams and what are they passionate about, right? Everyone's like trying to tell me that, no, it's not about the passion. They should have already made the passion. Like, no, they're in a position right now. I'm going to let this continue playing, right? They're in a position that no other studios could ever be in, right? Microsoft has 32 studios under the umbrella of Microsoft, okay? And they can now, if they want to handpick people to work and make a studio, move these people over here, move those people over there, okay? But they have people that are like, what are you passionate about? What do you guys want to make, right? Let's make that, right? And people are going to look at this and go, Phil Spencer is full of shit, right? But right here, he says this again.
Create something for financial gain or create something for a PR announcement and not deliver.
Not for PR gain, not for financial stuff. We want people to make good games. We want people to be creative of what they're passionate about.
On the product. So I'm going to start with the teams and what are they passionate about. That's why I'm excited to go on these visits. And then we'll look at it. Like I think we've done an okay job as Xbox. I don't think we've done kind of an A+ job on looking at our franchises and revisiting them. It's always a trade-off between what do you do that's new and going back and doing something. I do think with Game Pass, we have the ability to maybe pick a couple franchises every year and almost do like a revisited. I just made up that term, so it's not a brand.
It's not on a box.
It's not on a box, but you know, I tease about things like Hexen just because I remember playing it as a kid. I have no plan for that, but I do think when you look across all of the franchises and are part of our teams, there's an opportunity for us to go back, even if it's just to recognize the moment and what those things meant in gaming's history and do something right with it, make it available to people through Game Pass. I think there's an opportunity. There's not a plan for that, but there's an opportunity. If teams want to go back and revisit some of the things that we have and do kind of a full focus on it, I'm going to be all in on that, because I think there's just an amazing trove of things that we can go and touch again. It doesn't have to just be about Activision and Blizzard. Like I said, when you look across all the portfolio, I think about things like the Quake 2 remaster. It just came out from it. I thought that was awesome, right? They did a real good job revisiting a game, making it current, but also not leaving the history behind. So I'd love to see more things like that.
So you mentioned the trove of content, the treasure trove, and you've mentioned Hexen.
Yeah.
I think so. It fits. But are there, Hexen's maybe a deep cut for some because it's a shooter from the 90s,
Yeah.
and we obviously have a very wide-ranging community. Are there any other games or franchises, just for you personally, deep in the vault that we can now potentially explore that you're just personally excited for people to discover for the first time or maybe rediscover?
I hadn't really thought about that question. Specific on Activision and Blizzard, there's some moments in Activision's history. You mentioned Tony Hawk, you mentioned Guitar Hero, even things like Skylanders, or that were moments where the teams kind of innovated outside of expectation. What do you mean I'm going to carry a plastic guitar and plug it into my console and play? Like, that's never going to work until it worked. And then everybody said, well, of course that was going to work.
Yeah, I'm sure Dolphin, he watched my live show yesterday morning and then did the podcast and was like, it's a good line. I'm going to take that. I'm sure.
Skylanders kind of the same way. For me personally, though, when I think about the franchises, I kind of go back to things like some of the old Infocom things that were, like, if you just asked for me personally, part of my youth, the Text Adventure Zork, those kind of things. I think about King's Quest. I thought they did a really nice job. But like those, the Sierra catalog, the Infocom catalog, just because of my age, like those things speak to me because they were moments in my gaming career, my gaming kind of experience that really meant something. And I love those. When you think about Blizzard and all these things that they've done, like amazing franchise, StarCraft, like it was in the video that the teams did, which I know there's been some discussion about should we have done a video for an acquisition or not, but there's just some amazing franchises in there. Most important is that we treat them with the respect that they deserve, and we don't turn it into some way for us just to kind of, like I said, a PR moment or something.
So he goes on, right? He goes on to say he doesn't want to, just put something out there to like a PR moment, right? He wants people to make games that they're passionate about, right? And when I said it yesterday, I wasn't like full of shit, right? I said this before he said it, okay? Not that I'm a Nostradamus or anything. It just makes sense. It makes sense from a business standpoint. You have all these studios, and instead of going out there and being like, yeah, you're going to make this game, where you have the ability to go up to these studios and go, all right, we have 32 or 52 studios, right? Across mobile and whatnot, and say, what game would you like to make? And they're like, well, we're really interested in making this game. Okay, great. What studios are interested here in making their older games that they would love to revisit? And they're like, oh man, I would love to do a, whatever. Said game, I would love to do a remake. Okay. That would be pretty cool, right? So it's not rocket science here. Okay. You don't have to rule with an iron fist and be like, force people to make a game. Now, 343, as I said yesterday, was forced to make Halo. Okay. They lost Bungie, who was making Halo, and they said, we got to put together a team to make Halo. And they're like, you, right? They didn't ask at that point when 343 10 years ago. Okay. When Phil came in, okay, he was like, all right, I want to change the way we do stuff. I want more people to play games. I want more people to do stuff. People might look at this and say I'm a shill, but I'm just business sense, right? People say I'm full of shit when I go on other people's podcasts, don't know what I'm talking about, don't understand things, but yet apparently the CEO of Xbox understands exactly what I understand. That's just how you make money, okay? You don't have to make games that are in the 95s, 99s to make a killing, right? Game Pass is $10, $11 now, $17. They can make high 80s to low 90s and make a killing off of this because they're putting games out there for gamers. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're a fan of Hexen, okay, or if you like Quake, or if you like the old Activision games, or if you like the new Activision games. They're giving you a service for a small fee, okay, saving you a fortune and putting hundreds of games out there for you to partake or not partake. If you don't like it, don't pay for it. But if you do like it, it's a minimal price for you to go in and play all these games. All these games that you pay back catalog for, that you don't touch. You buy it brand new day one, but you don't touch it for 6 months. You don't touch it for 8 months. You don't touch it for a year. It then comes on a service. Day and date, they're putting games on Game Pass for a service for you to do it. Now, as a gamer, I don't give a shit if they're going to make money or not, okay? As a gamer, I look at this and go, this is a tremendous value. I'll leave it up to Phil and everyone at Microsoft to decide if they're making profit or not off of it. And I think they are. They've said they are. It might not be the multi-billions of dollars that Epic's making off of Fortnite at this time, okay? But at the same time, they're building up the business going into the future. It's not instantaneous, okay? So what Phil says here, pick the companies, go to them and say, what are you passionate about, okay? The people that give Microsoft crap or Phil crap, okay, and say, well, Microsoft doesn't want quality. And Phil says, I want people to make what they want or what they're passionate about, okay? But then now what's the problem? They don't build games or studios from the ground up, but now he's going to ask the studios, what are you passionate about? So 4 years from now, 5 years from now, when a game comes out and it gets an 85 or an 88 from the ground up, they're like, oh, it's just a shitty game. Like, I don't know what to do for you people that think that all games are shitty that are in the 80s, okay? It's mind-boggling to me, okay? I think, obviously, we joke about it. Any game in the 80s is shit, okay, or trash. But if you truly believe that games that are in the 80s are trash games, then the only thing that's trash is your take. These are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. So no more saying it won't make or break it. I mean, they can say whatever they want. Make or break, it won't make or break. Halo could be in the mid 80s, okay, and it's still a good game. They weren't forced to ask. They asked, and Bonnie Ross, who created the studio with Bungie employees, they were definitely forced. They didn't want to work on it. Well, there was a difference, right? There was a difference when they made it because they were in a pickle back then, right? Bungie separated from Microsoft, and it wasn't a very clean breakup, okay? Like, Bungie still doesn't like Microsoft to this day because of it, okay? And when they made it, yes, they made a company and said, we want people, but majority of the people that are working on Halo, you can, if you like it or not, Mo, you have to look at Halo is not successful as it was. The best 343 game is the worst Bungie rendition of Bungie of Halo. Okay. Now they have the opportunity. There's been enough time. 343 is drowning. Okay. They're over here. You ever see that meme where the mom is grabbing the kid to put him in the pool and the other kid's in the pool and they're drowning? Okay. That's 343. They're over here going, oh, Starfield, Bethesda, Activision, and 343 is over here going, we're struggling over here, right? The facts are that it's not selling as well as it did. We looked it up weeks ago, right? Right? 343 is struggling making this game. They need help. So, if you need help, great. They have tons of studios, tons of new employees, tons of people that might understand it better than the people at 343. Again, I said the analogy yesterday. You could have a quarterback, and great, you might be a passionate quarterback, but you suck at quarterback, right? So they're going to have to find someone and take that person and quarterback and go, all right, we got to find you a better thing to do, right? We have this other guy who's really good. He has actual talent, and we're going to put him in the quarterback position, and the team thrives off of that because that person now brings confidence, okay? They have to find people that are confident that want to make Halo, and maybe they've already done it. Maybe they've already done it. Okay? But to sit here to say a game in the 80s is a trash game, not in my timeline, right? In my timeline, growing up, we played 60s, 50s, and 60s, and I love those games, right? I didn't care about review scores. I still don't care about review scores, okay? You'll find very many streamers out there. I play a game, and if people like it or not, I'm still going to play the game. People hated Marvel's Avengers. I enjoyed it, okay? It might have been an 80. It might have been a 70. It was a good game. It was a fun game. Gotham Knights. It was a good game. I don't care it wasn't 60 frames per second. Didn't affect me in any way. I had fun playing that. I have fun playing Circuit City Superstars. I have fun playing American Truck Simulator. I don't need to follow the masses and how they love all these high-end AAA video games. There's so many games out there that you can play, and you can always pull something. A movie can suck, but you can still get good pieces from that movie, right? A TV show could suck, but you still pull things from that show. Now, if we look at the masses, sure. The masses say that this game's bad or this game's good, but does it really matter? They sell 10 million units. They sell 15 million units. At the end of the day, they make their money. It doesn't really matter. Probably says majority of the takes are spot on. They're not fanboy takes. You speak from a broader spectrum, an average consumer, and they all know people watch podcasts on gaming. It's not the average gamer or average consumer. I am who I am. Okay, I'm not taking from other people. I play what I play. I know what I know. I read what I read. I don't follow. I'm the Nintendo of streaming. Okay, everyone goes left. I go right. I mean, I play trash games, but I think now they have all these studios. There's no excuse. It's not even there's no excuse. They have it's not about excuses, Water. They're going to make the games, and the games are not going to raise up from an 85 or an 88 to all of a sudden a 95 and 97. They're not. The 88s, for the investment that they put into those games, make money for them. Why put $200 million into a blockbuster if 150 gets them the exact same $10, $11, $17 from Game Pass? You see what I'm saying? If they can make the same game at $150 million and get an 88, then putting $200 million and getting a 95, why? Why? The value for Game Pass is there, regardless. Ask 343 if they want to make I guarantee you, it's not Halo. I agree with that, Rose. I don't think 343. I think 343 is done with Halo. I think they're burnt out. I think 343 would love to make some other type of game. Their favorite response is high 70s or 80s is a Game Pass game. In business, hell, even if it's a 70, let's go with that, Prosy, right? Even if it is a high 70s, low 80s, what did they put into that? What did they invest into that game to get that? And it still goes to Game Pass. It's still value to Game Pass. Halo had no competition back then at all. When it came out, sure. But to say that Bungie doesn't know what they're doing, Mo, is that what you're saying? Halo had no competition, and that's why it succeeded? I mean, come on. Bungie came out with Destiny, and it did exactly the same thing as Halo. Bungie makes good games. Inner Void says, I've been on Game Pass for a couple years now, and I've seen very little trash. Your take is trash. Love it. Yeah, Redfall certainly qualified. Redfall is that game. It's the outlier, right? You can't use Redfall and say the sky is falling, right? One, Microsoft had nothing to do with Redfall as far as the building of the process of Redfall. By the time they bought it, it was supposed to come out. They delayed it, and then they still put it out. Now, I will give criticism to Microsoft putting a fucking broken game out like they did for Redfall, okay, and charging $70. If they took it off the store and said no one could buy it, it's only on Game Pass, that's one thing. But they literally put out a $70 game and a $120 upgrade or whatever it was, and the game was broken, buggy when it came out. Unfinished. Unplayable for some people, okay? They did the exact same thing as Cyberpunk did when they launched the old gen consoles. Redfall was a terrible game, but to use that as the all of Xbox is trash is just silly. If 343 is gone, I guess Halo is going to get rebooted by the new cast Master Chief. I don't think 343 is going to be gone. I think 343 is still going to work on the studio. I think they'll replace the people in the studio, right? No one's going to lose their job. They just moved Tom. They moved Tom from 343, and they're like, Tom, what do you want to work on? They're like, I would love to work on Call of Duty. Great, we have an opening in Call of Duty. So instead of hiring someone outside, they just moved Tom from 343, and they're like, here you go. You're now on Call of Duty, right? And they're like, oh, Susie, you like Halo? Come on over to 343, right? And they start building people that want to make the games, right? Maybe someone's like, you know what? I really want to revive Halo. Great. I love I love the passion. Come on over, right? I don't think they're going to close 343. 343 is there. Okay? I think 343 is going to get help from other companies, other studios, other developers to come into 343, and they're going to try to make it. But again, don't think that Halo is going to go from what is Halo at right now? What is Halo's score? Let's see, Metacritic. Oh no, Halo. Yeah, okay. Halo Infinite's 87. Okay. Halo 3 was 94. That was peak, right? That was the most that sold out there. Okay. Halo 3 was 94. Halo Guardians, 84. Halo 4, 87. Halo Reach, 91. Master Chief, 85. Halo Combat Evolved, 97. Halo ODST, 83. Right? That's what it was. Even Bungie was in the 80s. Okay? So I don't think all of a sudden 343 takes that game and all of a sudden they make a 96, right? I don't think they need to. I don't think they need to. Destiny was in the high 60s, low 70s, right? When it came out, I have no idea. Destiny's a 76. 76. Right? Destiny 2 is an 85. Destiny 2 Shadowkeep, 73. Destiny Rise of Iron, 72. House of Wolves, 72. Warmind, 63. Curse of Osiris, 57. Right? But I guess we can make the statement that, right, Mo? We can make the statement that everyone review bombed it. Right? A game in the 70s makes billions of dollars. Okay? And they're the standard of live service games. But Starfield comes out and it's trash. I love it. I fucking love it. .343 is still going to be the face of Halo, but it's going to have secondary studios and internal composition of 343 is going to significantly change. This is what I'm expecting to change. Also, 343 will. Of course, 343 is just the name of the company, right? You would hope that the interior of the studio is going to change and grow, and they'll find people, right? Right now, they're still in the growing process, right? It's not going to happen overnight, okay? It's not going to happen overnight. Even the stuff that Bethesda was working on, now it's starting off as a clean slate because everything that they've been with the company for 2 years. So anything that comes out now, okay? Well, maybe not all of it, okay? But the stuff that they start working on now or they worked on in the last 2 years, started in the last 2 years, that's completely Microsoft, Bethesda, ZeniMax from the start, right? There might be something still in the pipeline that's coming near the end, like Indiana Jones. Whenever they started working on it, if it was before Microsoft purchased them, that it'll be ZeniMax, Bethesda / Microsoft, and then the next game that studio works on will be all underneath the Microsoft umbrella. Oh, for sure, Mo. But what I'm saying is that people people like to look at 76s, right? People play Destiny for a decade. It's a 76 game, Destiny. I love Destiny. Destiny 1 is my jam. I love Destiny 1. Okay? And this is my point. Nobody cares about Metacritic. Nobody cares about reviews. It makes a great stance to have a conversation like this, to have back and forth. The majority of the population on planet Earth don't give two shits about reviews. They're going to play the game regardless. Are there people that care about reviews? Sure. But the majority of the population doesn't give two shits. .343 has already changed a lot since Halo Infinite release. The head of Microsoft MCC team took over and Bonnie is long gone. Right? Maybe she was the problem. Maybe the group that they had originally was the problem, and now they have people that are more passionate, right? Maybe they've already done the switch, like you said. People still playing Destiny 1, and it's 30 frames per second, and crazy to me. It's a good game. Nothing wrong with 76s. Even Fallout 76. Right? Fallout 76 has a 52. Okay. Fallout 76 has a 52. Fallout New Vegas, one of the best Fallout games, 84. Right? Nobody cares. Right? Are there going to be games that are in the 90s? Sure. Sure. But I guarantee you there's more games in the 80s than there is in the 90s, and especially the high 90s. TBH, as a gamer, I hope it pushes them in a positive direction. Why? Because the gamer, that means more quality games. What platform? Because I have them all. Right. I don't like consolidation, right? As a consumer, I don't like consolidation. But my phone company, my internet provider, my bank, they're all consolidated for other, right? I've changed 3 banks without actually changing a bank, right? My bank just got eaten up by another bank, and then that bank got eaten up by another bank, right? And my phone company and my mobile phone got eaten up by other kind, right? I can't do anything about it. I'm not a politician, right? I'm not going to the board meetings and whatnot, right? I can't make those changes, right? It doesn't matter if I buy a game or not buy a game. The consolidation is going to happen with or without me. Right? Now that's a trash game, 52. Well, here's the thing, Eclipse. And people don't believe this. There's millions of people playing that game. Millions. And people are like, there's no way. There's no way. They can't wrap their brain around it. Right? They can't wrap their brain around because a game doesn't matter about a score. There's millions of people playing Fallout 76, Prosy. Millions of people. Not consecutively, but there's millions of people playing. Right? And they can't fathom that. They start doing this. They start twitching. They're like, no, there's no way. There's no way there's millions of people playing that game. Steam says there's only 25,000 people playing it right now. Okay. Okay. People don't care. They don't care. You might care, right? But just know that that's the minority. I would even say it's even worse because the people that read reviews, doesn't matter if it's for video games, for movies, for anything else, they read it, they know it's bad, and yet they go buy the product anyway. And why? Because they don't care. They're like, well, this person says it's a 90 and this person says it's a 60. I'm going to buy and see one myself. I get what you're saying, but to me, Halo Infinite is the best Halo, and it's getting better by the season. But with that statement, though, Mo, take out it's getting better. It should have been the best, not waiting 2 years to get there. That's the problem. That's my problem with the video game industry as a whole, right? Right? You might be having a grand time with it. My problem with Halo Infinite is that it wasn't the best Halo at the start. Right, Prosy, and this is why I say all the time. It doesn't matter if it's early access, alpha, beta, preview, doesn't matter. That's all the same. Even gold releases now are all the same. Alpha, beta, preview, early access, and now gold all fall under the same umbrella. We'll fix it 8 months, 12 months, 18 months from now. Now, I was the one that said that Halo would be a live service game when it came out. Okay? Now, I thought they were going to make it a live service game like Destiny, which we do know was the case, but then they changed the course along the process. Now, Mo, I haven't played the single player. Me and Sarge are going to do that. Maybe we'll do that tonight. Sarge, are you here? Are you still in chat, Sarge? Do you want to start the co-op campaign for Halo Infinite tonight on stream? Either text me or put it in chat. Halo is by far the worst Halo. The story was awful. No combat campaign when it launched. Multiplayer was broken and literally ridiculously overpriced microtransactions. Those are all facts, Rose. Those are all facts. Okay. Now, it's also facts that Mo says it's really good. It's better now and it's getting better. But the problem is it wasn't like that when it came out. Sarge says maybe. We don't have to do it tonight. We could do it down the road. I'm not about plastic box loyalty, right? What I'm about is consumer and games coming out complete, finished, unbroke, and not waiting 12 to 18 months for fixes. Okay? I play games all the time. Battlefield 2042. I waited literally, what was it, 18 months? It's like 16 months. And they got to a point I started playing November of last year. It's almost been a year since I started playing it. Okay? It's in a much better place now. Right? My problem is when it launched. Okay? Cyberpunk, 3 years later. It's great now. I haven't touched it. Okay? No Man's Sky, as much as a comeback it was, from what it was to what it is, completely two different games. Hell, from what it was to 3 years after, completely, right? It took them 3 years to get it to people to love it. Now, you might have loved No Man's Sky when it came out, but you know it's a much better game now than it was when it launched. And people are like, well, you're missing it. You're missing out on Cyberpunk. No, I don't think I am, right? Because they might have sold 25 million, okay? They might have sold 25 million copies and it's very successful. But as me as a customer, they didn't win over because they sold me a lie, right? They sold me a lie. Right? It might be the greatest game ever, right? But when I buy a car, I don't expect my car to become a better car 3 years from now. I love how Gotham Knights came out last year and now it's free. Well, it's not free. It's on the services, right? Soups. I mean, you're paying for it either with PlayStation Plus or Game Pass. It's not free. Game Pass is not free. I hated that a year later, I feel like I wasted my money. Well, and this is why they make the problem and they sell you the solution, right? The problem is $70 video games, okay? And you have to wait for the game to get better. Gotham Knights came out. I liked it, but they made it better 6 months later, right? They fixed the bugs. They fixed the issues. They did all the stuff they had to do to make the game better, but you had to wait months and months afterwards, right? So if you pay up front, and this is where I come from now, why am I going to buy a game day one, week one, month one, at full price when they're going to bring that game down the road? It's going to be on sale. Just take Game Pass and PlayStation Plus out of the equation. Why would I buy a game day one, week one, month one, when that game is going to go on sale and be a better game down the road for a cheaper price? And then now add PlayStation Plus, now play Game Pass, where the game comes out and now I pay $10 and I can play the same game. Mike, isn't that what Tesla does? Yes. I don't drive a Tesla, Mo. I don't drive a Tesla. What do you think it'll take for game developers, publishers to stop releasing broken, buggy, unfinished games? Probably just less sales. Yeah. The consumers not pre-ordering. Right? Not pre-ordering. When they come out and show you look at Diablo. Look at Diablo. Let's put ourselves in Diablo's shoes, Blizzard's shoes. Okay? I promote the game and tell you it's this. Okay? And then when it comes out, okay, I enjoyed the single player and stuff, but then it comes out that things are broke, buggy. We don't know what the season's going on, okay? But we already made our 10 million copies sales, right? We've already made all our money back. So what's my motivation? Besides the company or the consumers going, well, I'm not going to buy the next Diablo. I'm not going to buy the next Diablo. They're not going to get that microtransaction out of me. Okay, they already got the microtransaction out of you because you paid 5 days early access and you paid $100 to get it out, or $90, whatever it was, right? Right? They already got that money out of you. So now it doesn't matter. Now the power comes in and short-term memory happens to everybody, okay? Because the next time Blizzard comes out with another game, you're going to look at it and go, oh man, was Diablo 4 bad when it came out? It's good now. Yeah, they wouldn't do that again. They're not going to do that again. They're not going to bring out another game out that's broke, buggy, unfinished, and wait 18 months to fix it. Nah, they would never do that. They know me. They love me. I'm a consumer. They would never do that twice, would they? What, you don't have phones? They would never do that. Did you beat it? You never answered. Who? Me? Did I never answer? Did I beat what? Was the question to me? Consumers are is the fault, period. Sarge's like, no. Bo's like, no, Sarge, I'm the problem. It was kind of genius move on their part. Start doing a 3-day early start for pre-orders. And I think a lot of people have serious FOMO. Absolutely. The sales, okay? People look at Starfield and they go, well, Starfield didn't make as many sales they did, right? But there was over 2 million people. Over 2 million people that were playing Starfield 5 days early access, right? Those people already paid $100 to get that early access on Steam and whatnot, right? And then people on Xbox that were playing on Xbox either bought the $100 edition or they didn't buy it. I didn't buy it, right? I got a code, but I didn't buy it, okay? And then to get it, the people that did buy it, $30 to get the 5 days early access, but you bought the DLC. So now you've already got those people. So you got half the price of the game, a little less than half the price of the game, okay, from 1 million people. And then you got 1 million people that paid $100, right? Now take the additional money that was on top of the $100 edition and move that over to the people that paid $34 or $31, okay? That's almost a full price of a game, right? So now you have 2 million people that paid full price for the game. And then you got the people that came in and bought $10 for Game Pass or whatever. And they say there's 10 million people playing, right? 8 million people, right? If I go right now, what's that website called? SteamDB? Is that what it's called? SteamDB? I want to look at something real fast. Let's go to charts. Okay, this is Counter-Strike. I just want to kind of get the feel. All right, this is Counter-Strike. Okay, it says owner's estimation. Owner's estimation. Okay, 72.55 million on Steam Spy, 89 by VG Insights, 336 million by PlayTrack, and 553 million people by Game Atlas. Right? This is a free to play game, is it not? Steam, or do they charge? Right? No, it's free. Right? It's a free to play game. Okay. Now let's go look at Starfield. Right? We'll go to the charts. Okay, and look at this, right? So it's somewhere between, owner's estimation is between 1.5 million to 6 million. That's on PC. That's not anything to do with Xbox. Owner's estimation is between 1 and 6 million on PC. People look at that number and they go, no way. There's no way. No way. Right? This is Fallout 76. Okay? Between 1.74 million to 4.5 million people. But no one's playing the game. No one bought the game. Right? No one plays it. Right? They all look at the concurrent players that are playing right now, which is just weird to me, because the people that are playing it instantaneously right now, they paid for it. 4.5 million people paid for it, but only 32,000 all-time peak. Right? Almost 5 million people on PC bought a game. What did I say the score was? A 52? What did I say? What was Metacritic? 52? $52. Okay. 52. And you're going to tell me that the majority of people care about reviews. Get out of here. Okay? Get out of here. I was just looking at a number. Right? Here, this is Grand Theft Auto 5 on PC. Grand Theft Auto on PC. Somewhere between 25 and 57 million people. But there's only 364,000 people all-time peak. Game must be trash. Right? All-time peak. 364,000 people. 57 million people potentially could have bought the game on PC. On PC. Dead game. What's Destiny 2? Destiny 2 gets broken up into a whole bunch of things, right? Because of each of the stuff. But here you go. Right? Destiny 2. Between 16 and 39 million people playing Destiny 2 on PC. But only 316,000 people are playing. Dead game. Risky, thank you very much for the 9 months. Appreciate you. I jokingly say only. Right? Right? No, nobody's playing. People have no clue how many people are playing video games and what they play. Right? I could play a game for 5 minutes. I could play for 5 hours one day in a month. Right? I don't count for that concurrent player base. I count for that.
Thanks for becoming a member.
One time 24. I'm interested in seeing. Let me see this game. Let me see. I'm interested in seeing what this is. Yeah, that's about what I think, right? Everyone thinks American Truck Simulator is a non-popular game, right? Because only 19,000 concurrent all-time peak, right? And that's 8 years ago. But yet 3 to 5 million people bought the game. And they keep supporting it every year. Every year they add an expansion, and those people go back and pay $10, $15, right? Let me see real quick. ATS. Oh, I guess I have to put. Yeah. American Truck Simulator. Only on PC. It's a 76, right? 76. Okay. I can tell you it's anything but a trash game. Okay. And 5 million people purchased it. Right? And 5 million people purchased it. You and someone else next to you might have never even heard of the game or never even played the game. But yet there's 5 million people that play that game, okay, and absolutely love it or buy it, get the expansion or whatnot. Very successful game. And that's a niche market. A niche market of freaking, okay, a niche market. And Euro Truck, okay, Euro Truck Simulator, 79. I want to see how many people are playing Euro Truck Simulator. Yeah. Euro Truck Simulator, anywhere between 11 million people and 16 million people bought the game. But the peak's only 61,000 all-time peak. 24 hours is 35,000. Do you think that the company, like, that 35,000 for the 24-hour peak is like, oh God, how many, right? They sold it 16 million times. And there's so many expansions and microtransactions in games like that. Majority of the population has no clue on how many games sell, right? And there's plenty. What's ATS? ATS was around 5 million. 5 million people bought on PC. And that's only where it is, right? Right? And if I play American Truck Simulator, nobody's going to come and watch, right? It doesn't do very well, right? But you look at here's another one that people don't think sells very well. Okay? Which is Farm Simulator. On PC alone, 1.7 million to 3.7 million people bought it. Okay? I met a tow truck driver yesterday. Hand and fucking loves that game. It's a fantastic game. Doesn't matter if it's a 76. He doesn't care. I just think it's funny that all the Sony fans use SteamDB as a way to judge Xbox games, and yet all you have nothing like that when a new game comes out. Those people use it to make it their point. I'm using SteamDB to make my point as there's a shit ton of people playing video games, and everyone thinks that everyone on Steam, because of the concurrent, okay, they have no idea how many people bought the game. They just look at how many people are playing it right now. Concurrent. Well, there's only 32,000 people playing concurrent. I play American Truck Simulator maybe 6 times a year. Maybe 6 times a year. I still bought it. I still play it. I don't count for the day, concurrent day. I don't count for the I'm in there for the all-time peak if I was there for the concurrent at the time when they made that 105,000 concurrent that day, right? Otherwise, I don't count in that. I don't count in the 24-hour peak. I don't count in the all-time peak. Only if I played that game on that day when 105,000 people played that game that day, that was the peak, then I was part of it. See, people don't know why what they talk about. They just give you their opinions on what they like. I give my opinion as well, right? I don't want to throw myself not in this pool. I give you my opinion, but I give you my opinions and off of based of facts of stuff. Okay. Now, obviously, people care about reviews. My point of view is the majority doesn't care about reviews, which the majority of people don't buy games, right? The majority of people, if 10 million people bought God of War, it's a very successful game, but the majority of people didn't buy that game, right? If 40 million people own a PlayStation and 10 million people bought the game, the majority didn't buy the game, right? But the way people spin it is, well, 10 million people bought it. And if another game sells 5 million, they're like, this game is better than that game. Sure. On what criteria? Sales, quality, score, right? Whatever. It's great for us content creators to pull a headline, read it, have a conversation, and have a back and forth, right? But don't kid yourself that because no one's playing, right? No one's playing American Truck Simulator. Only 105,000 all-time peak, 32,000 people playing right now. But yet Farm Simulator 22 has sold 3 million copies, almost 4 million copies on PC alone. Now, take that number. How many people are playing it off Game Pass that are playing the game that didn't buy it, just paying for the sub? You would think it's more. I personally absolutely care about reviews, but with the cost of gaming, like to be an informed consumer. Sure, Rose, and there's nothing wrong with that. But even at the end of the day, right? Rose, did you buy Cyberpunk when it first came out? I forget. And I'm not saying if it's a bad thing. What I'm saying is you look at the reviews, and if you played it on PC, you're probably fine, right? But most people didn't care. They just heard Cyberpunk, like, that game looks good. They bought it, and it was broke, buggy, unfinished. Right? Now, did that review help the majority of the people that bought the game? No, they sold 25 million units. I actually did the other day. Didn't see many people streaming. Streaming what? Cyberpunk? Soups? Oh, you're talking about the truck simulator. Yeah, that's another metric people like to use, right? They use Twitch, which is like 0.1% of the market. That if a game is popular on Twitch, it's super popular. Yeah, for the minority, like for the super informed gamers that watch people game. I did. I pre-ordered Cyberpunk, bought it on PlayStation 4 due to how much I love The Witcher 3. You bought it on PlayStation 4. Is that before or after they removed it from the store? Right now, MSFS has about 6,000 players live, but it sold approximately 2.29 million copies. I bought the game because of Keanu. Good old Keanu. Can't blame you. Can't blame you on that, Soups. I don't know if Rose is typing. I just want to know, did you buy it after the reviews came out for PlayStation 4 that it was broken buggy and they took it off the store? Or before? Because if you took the reviews based on what they were talking about, they didn't talk about the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One. I bought it physical. I did my pre-order at GameStop, so it didn't matter when they took it off. Okay, but my point is, you did your review, right? You did your research as a customer, right? But that's my point, Rose. Do you see what I'm talking about? You said you personally absolutely care about reviews, right? But you bought the game regardless before day one. Before you saw reviews. Because you didn't care about the review because you were going to buy the game anyway. Do you see what I'm saying? You care about reviews, but you just proved yourself that you don't care about the review because you bought the game before the reviews came out. So thanks for making my point. I mean, the majority of people will buy games regardless if a review is good or bad. That's my point. My other point is most people don't care about reviews. These are both facts. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. If you're a person out there that reads reviews, congratulations. You are the minority. If you're a person that leaves a review, congratulations, you're the minority. I'm kind of the oddball. Like what I sent you, I get opportunities to play things pre-release all the time. I know reviews before they come out. I only do it with the established franchises. I love the companies I have faith in, and the time that CD Projekt Red had full faith. And I totally understand that, Rose. But just by what you put, you prove both my points exactly, right? You prove both my points exactly. You might care about reviews, but at the same time, if you have faith in a certain company, if you like Call of Duties, you're not going to look at reviews. You're just going to buy the Call of Duty. Am I still playing Starfield? I am. I'm playing Starfield off of stream. We played it last week on stream, but the more I played on stream, the lower the number went, right? Because people lose interest in it, right? I'm playing Starfield. I'm still loving Starfield, but the fact that it doesn't do well when I stream. Now, I don't really care because last night I played, Roller Coaster or Planet Coaster, right? So I'll play games that I feel that I want to play. I don't care about the viewership. It's more about, having fun, playing games, bullshitting with people as I play games. But yes, I am still playing Starfield. But it is hard for me, Mokoki, because I'm playing Battlefield 2042. I'm playing Disney Speedstorm. I'm playing Starfield. I played Circuit City Superstars. I've been playing Trailmakers with my son. I've been playing Forza Motorsports with my son. I went back and played, what was the other game I played the other day? Oh, I'm playing Dark Tide very little, right? I'm all over the place, and I don't have that much time to play games, right? Like when I get off here, I'm editing, right? I'm putting together stuff. I'm getting show notes together. But yes, I'm still playing. Was just in an earthquake. Oh, damn. Well, I'm assuming you're okay. Was it a big one? That's dedication, folks. Mo's in here during an earthquake. What are the rest of you guys doing? I saw a bit of it last night. You could easily lose hours and hours in that Planet Coaster. Oh, hours. You could lose days. You could lose days. You could spend hours and hours just building one building. Is Planet Coaster on console good? I played it on console when it first came out, or on Game Pass. It is good, but it's very. If you have a PC, I was just getting it on PC. But if you don't have a PC, it's good on console, but it's not great on console. And what I mean by that is the controls feel a little weird, but you can adapt to it. You can adapt to it. Oh, you flying a drone, Mo? Do you use the goggles, or do you just fly it with your phone on your controller? I always love the people that say DC Universe is the best MMO, yet they played and gave it up because of how buggy and broken things are. People love something and ignore the issues. That's a good game to look up. I want to see how many people, because it's one of the best game, one of the most played games on Universe Online, and they're doing the update soon. When they do the update, we're going to check it out again. Yeah, 3.68 million, between 1.17 million people and 3.68 million people play it on computer, right? I wonder how many people play it. You would have to say either the same or half that, right? So there's probably about 5 million people still playing the game here and there. I mean, 11 years later, they're still keeping it afloat. With the phone? You watch, man. You watch. Microsoft is going to put. I don't know if they're going to put a MMO tier. They're going to put an MMO tier. I think this is what they're going to do. I think there'll be a tier somewhere in between, right? Because they can do a lot of stuff now, right? They can have the Activision Pass on Game Pass, like the ultimate Activision Plus, right? Where you can play WoW. WoW is going to be part of your Game Pass subscription. Okay. Because if they can pull that from Activision and put it into Game Pass, right? There you go. They're going to do something like that with Final Fantasy 14. I think they're going to include that. There might be like an MMO type of thing. Okay. There's going to be some sort of, if there's going to be a package separated, or if it's just that your membership, right? Think about this, right? If you're paying for an MMO subscription right now, and they take that subscription and put it over into Game Pass, then instead of paying $15 for that, you're paying $15 towards that. It's huge. Yeah. We've heard rumors in the past, Soups, that they were working on, they have control schemes that can work with the MMO. People said, no, it's not going to happen. It's going to happen. The controls, people have did layouts for World of Warcraft with controller support. Microsoft has been working on it for the last year. And I can assure you, within the next year or two, we'll hear something about World of Warcraft coming to Game Pass. If it's just on Game Pass PC, it might be, but it's coming to Game Pass. Not many people know this, Mo. We have earthquakes quite frequently here in Florida, but we don't feel it because the sand is so soft. They happen off the coast of Gulf of Mexico and whatnot. The button layout for WoW is not anything crazy. No, and they've done it with other MMOs before. People play ESO. You hold the button down, more things pop up. You can click the things. Sure, it's a different experience than the PC, but they can do it. Yeah, of course, Akuda Papa. Yeah, that's exactly what they do. If you guys would do me a favor, right? Do me a favor. I did a Halo new game engine video. If you guys could go over there and just give it a like, right? Just give it a like. It's not doing very well. I don't know why these uploads. I mean the what's it called? Suicide Squad's doing pretty good, right? But give it a like. Help us out over there. You guys already watched the content yesterday. Obviously, you don't watch the video, but give it a nice a like, please, and it'll help us out. I am done for the day. I do appreciate you very much for coming out and hanging out with us this morning for the talks. We covered the Sony, we covered Epic, and we covered the Phil Spencer kind of review. We didn't go over the whole review. It's a good interview. I suggest if you guys care, go watch the entire interview. It's like 40 minutes long. Phil Spencer says a lot of good stuff. Just to knowledge yourself, just to educate yourself on what's happening. Appreciate it very much for coming out. We do these Monday through Thursday. If you're new in the channel, if you're coming in, if you stayed this long in the chat, I do appreciate you very much. We don't take ourselves too seriously here, right? We have a stream. If you guys working, you're at home, whatever, you come in for 1 second, 1 minute, 1 hour. I do appreciate you very much. We're just trying to make this work. We're just have conversations and have I think a good talk each and every single day. We have different topics. I do breakout videos of those. We do that from 10 o'clock to noon. We do Let's Plays, type of gameplay, type of stuff at night, 8 p.m. to midnight or close to midnight, Monday through Wednesday. And then we do a podcast on Thursday nights, Generation X Gaming, a weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. And then on top of that, we do uploads. I got Legend Bowl week 6 coming out this week. We have other uploads that we do breakout videos from the videos that you've seen or watched this morning. And I do appreciate you, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.